Hey tubers, welcome back for another venture, and we are working on the Yamoto 70. This thing has all of 70 cc's worth of power, but it looks like a pretty cool all-terrain vehicle. It's got, back shocks that appear to be in decent shape, and the front appears to be in decent shape. It's got a pretty good size footprint, width and length. So I actually want to get a ride out of this thing. It's only 70 cc's, but I think it's going to be really, really cool. What it really looks like the kind of frame that you could do a transplant to, put a tractor on top or do something like that. So I want to get a ride out of it. It's fairly well made, right? Look at how thick the steering is. It doesn't look bent up, doesn't look like it has a lot of miles on it. Once again, it's got grease fittings, it's heavy, it's got the gussets. So I want to get it powered up and ready for a ride. So first of all, gas tank. I'm going to go super crazy cheap on the gas tank. So what we have, this is a little wash bottle, and you guys could see I drilled a little hole in it there. So I'm just going to slide this on, tape it on to the frame, and use that little hole with the bolt through it to put gas into it. So let's see how well this works out. So what do you guys think? I got my intravenous drip gas tank there, the little vent in the side. I think that's going to work just beautifully. Oh, so item number one, done. Item number two, this tire keeps going flat, and quite honestly, it did want to fall off. It doesn't have a bolt on it. So I gotta dig up a bolt to get, I'm just gonna air this tire up enough for a ride, obviously, to actually do anything with it. I think I need to bring it in the house, let it warm up for a couple of days by the pellet stove, and then I'm gonna air it up and see where the leak is. It doesn't look like it's a bead leak. If I had to guess, there's probably a hole in it somewhere, but we'll see. The tires don't have many miles on them, so I'm really hoping for the best. So sometimes one gets off relatively easy. I put air in this tire. If you kind of lick your finger, and I don't know, could you see those bubbles? So I just have a bad valve. I'm going to change that out, and we should be good. Here we go. Not all that hard to do, right? Just spin this in here, crank it right on out, and life is good. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that didn't seal. That's pretty dirty and nasty. So I'm going to put a Q-tip into the stem, and I'm going to clean that up. Put a little WD-40 on it. I think she'll seal up like a rocket. Valve appears to be fixed, and you guys could see I put in a wire carder pin and a few washers on there. I think that'll be good enough to get a ride out of it. Once again, I just want to see if this thing goes. So it was all going so well, and we just hit a hard stop. The problem is the throttle cable. I had to replace the throttle on it because pulling on that green wire wasn't going to work all that well. If you guys recalled, I just set the throttle up on this green wire to do the initial start. Anyway, the inside of the cable isn't quite long enough, so when you put it all together with the throttle slide and spring and all, the throttle doesn't close all the way. So with an automatic, should I have managed to start this thing, it would have taken off like the proverbial bat out of heck and run into something. Very amusing, but not necessarily healthy for me or it. So let's figure out what we're going to do here. The problem is if you take the entire piece of pipe out of there, the cable, quite honestly, is going to slip down the center and be troublesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shorten this pipe up and then flare the end so the cable kind of goes into it, and I think all will be good. I need about a little over a ½ an inch more cable, right? Story of my life, always a little short. Okay, I think we have it ready to go. So this is a cold start, right? Always want to go with the cold starts. I checked the oil and it was fine. Checked it before. We have gas there. And I got the little bolt out so it'll breathe. Choke on. Choke's on. Portable CDI box is on. This might take 2 hands. Sometimes it wants throttle to start. Let's give it a shot. You gotta love it. By the way, PZ22. Anyway, what I need to do, let's let it warm up for just a moment, move some oil around. I'm going to put on the GoPro and we'll get this thing out for a ride. I hope it's fun. Okay, I think it's ready to go. I like that little poppy sound of the 70cc. It sounds so much like the Honda, the old Honda 70s I used to ride as a kid when the exhaust got messed up. So, let's try to do this. Whoops. Our first ride. barely enough gas. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It is a kind of a little piece of crap, but I like it. It's fun. I like the way it kind of like goes into second. It seems to have like a 2-speed. I have to look this up. Hopefully somebody there's an ad for it or something. It does have the DC CDI, the four-wire CDI. So I'm thinking it's kind of a newer one. But just thinking, I don't know that. So, anyway, I couldn't be happier with it. What a fun little toy. I want to thank you guys for watching and commenting, subscribing. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. 2021 is the new year. Make sure you have plenty of fun. Bye now.